What's up? My name's Harmagito, and today I'm going to show you one of my favorite tricks and tips in Ableton Live. Let's go. So this Ableton Live tip is all about time efficiency. It will help you so much. There are certain things that you want to do when you're trying to be a producer, and it's all about getting your ideas. I've been talking about this, getting your ideas from A to B to C. A being the ideas in your brain, B being the work production and typing out of all the notes and strumming the guitars and playing the drums and the bass and everything like that, to C, a person's ears, in which then they will process that music inside their brain and have enjoyable moments in life. But the B section gets in the way of your ideas. You want to get your ideas out of your brain and into somebody's ears, basically, so that the quicker you can do that and the more efficient that you can do that, the better, always. So one of my favorite tricks in Ableton Live is setting up instrument racks. So an instrument rack can hold a plugin and effects, and you can also take parameters from those effects and those plugins and route it to mappings on Ableton Live, and then from there you can automate those mappings of those parameters. Now this will save you time because you don't want to be setting these things up every single time you produce something. You want to have it in that folder so you can go to that folder while you're producing, click on that folder, find that serum with all those effects on it, and then keep moving. So that way you don't have to think every single time, I've got to find a serum, I've got to find a compressor, I've got to find an EQ, and put all those things together and and then sweep out the lows from the EQ so you don't get in the way of the sub and the kick drum, blah, 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 blah. All that stuff just gets in the way of what you're trying to do. You're trying to make music and you're trying to do it fast, you're trying to do it quick, get your ideas out. You don't want to have to be thinking about all the technical side when you're trying to create. That's just annoying. So I'm going to show you my favorite instrument rack and how to create one yourself. Here we go. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to open up a session of Ableton Live, like so. Alright. Now what we're going to do, see, I have a default template with a bunch of stuff already set up that helps me work fast. So what we're going to do is, let's just add a serum, and we're going to add an EQ and one of my favorite compressors, the LA2A by Universal Audio. And then at the very end of that chain, we're going to put a limiter. So I'm going to Command-Shift-T, which will create a new MIDI track. And from that MIDI track, I'm going to drag in an instance of serum into the MIDI track. Alright, so we got that open. You can see, blah, blah, blah. Now it's on an initial patch right now. You can change it to, like, let's say you want to set it to your favorite sound that you really like writing songs to, maybe like a pluck sound. Voila! Okay, so you got that done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag in, excuse me, I'm going to drag in an EQ8 so I can scoop out some of that low end and make room for the sub and the kick. I'm going to sweep that out just a little bit more. Alright, and now I'm going to add my all-time favorite compressor, the LA2A by Universal Audio. Oh yes. It sounds great on everything. Okay, I like the LA2A Silver. That's my all-time favorite. It just kind of really... It just makes things real tight. I really like it. It sounds great on vocals. It sounds great on synthesizers. I put it on almost everything. It's like... it's like putting on butter. Alright, then now, at the very end of my chain, I'm going to throw on a limiter. For the sake of this tutorial, I use the Fab Filter limiter, but I'm just going to use the Ableton limiter. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select serum, and then I'm going to hold down Shift and move my keyboard. As you can see, I will move my keyboard. Hold down Shift and move down. As you can see, it has selected all of the plugins within Ableton Live that I have put in this channel. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to press Command-G. And it's going to group the plugin and all the effects. So check it out. Now you can open it up and you can see it's an instrument rack, and let's just name it Serum Pluck. Now we're going to do a little bit of mapping, so that way it'll be a little bit easier for us to manipulate some of the elements that we've placed inside of this instrument rack, such as the effects. So I'm going to map the frequency of this EQ8. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press map. I'm going to select frequency, and I'm going to select map. Now I'm going to open up the LA2A, and you can already see it's got some things going on here. I want to map the peak reduction, which is the amount of compression that's going to take place. And then I'm going to map the gain so that when I compress the signal, then I can also boost the signal again. Alright? And then at the very end, I'm going to map the gain of this limiter to this map right here. And then I'm going to click map again. Okay? And then now I'm going to go in, I'm going to set some of my settings. I'm going to boost this to 3 decibels. As you can see, when I turn the knob right here, it moves that knob right here because it's been mapped. And then when I turn this knob, that's the gain. It's a little loud, so I'm going to boost. See how when I compress the signal, that it reduces the volume. Reduce some of that gain. Maybe boost some of that gain a little more. Because I'm trying to get somewhere around a little bit below 0 dB. And then I'm going to sweep out some of those low end. Now you can see that it sounds a little empty because I took out some of that low end. That's okay because there's going to be a sub-frequency there that I'm trying not to get in the way of. Okay. Alright, so now that we've got all that mapped, you can actually change this. You can Command R and rename it low sweep, compress, gain, and then I'm going to rename Command R limit, so I know kind of what I'm looking at. And then also you can go in here and you can change the color if you want to be really creative, and maybe the colors inspire you to make music. I know colors always inspire me to make music. Alright, now that we have this, go over here and create a folder by adding a folder. I already have one because I have HM instruments, Harmagito instruments, and as you can see I have several instrument racks already created. And then what you're going to do is you're going to drag and drop, and then it's going to show right here on the screen Serum Pluck. And if that's what you wanted to call it, if that's what you want to name it, just press enter, and bam, Serum Pluck. Alright, so then next time you're working, let's go ahead and delete this. You're working. Oh, you need a new instrument. You're ready to get this ball rolling. You lay down some drums. All you have to do is drag that Serum Pluck right into that MIDI channel, and voila! All of your settings, everything that you have put in there, all of that time that you took to map everything and set everything up, you don't have to do that every time. And that will save you so much time, and it will allow your creativity to flow a lot better. Well, thanks for tuning in. My name's Harmagito. You have been wonderful. Please like and subscribe. If there's anything that you want to see me teach you, please put in the comments down below, and I will see you later. Peace.